The Earth is changing. Scientists warn that global warming has accelerated over the past 100 years, significantly impacting our planet and all life upon it. Climate change documentaries vividly depict these changes and alert us to the dangers we face. The impacts of climate change, such as melting glaciers, severe droughts and floods, and endangered species, are already evident worldwide. Documentaries also explore the causes of climate change and suggest actions we can take to address this threat. Reducing fossil fuel use, investing in renewable energy, and adopting sustainable lifestyles are tasks that both individuals and societies must undertake. Global warming, a crisis threatening our planet's future. The Earth is changing now. Scientists warn that global warming has accelerated over the past 100 years, significantly impacting our planet and all life upon it. Warming. Evidence, causes, and future impacts of global warming. Evidence. Rising temperatures. The global average temperature has increased by more than 1 degree Celsius since the Industrial Revolution. Notably, the rate of temperature rise has accelerated sharply over the past 50 years. Melting glaciers. Glaciers around the world are melting rapidly. Particularly, Arctic sea ice has decreased by more than 40% since the 1980s. Rising sea levels. Sea levels have risen by about 20 centimeters over the past 100 years. If global warming continues, the rate of sea level rise is expected to accelerate further. Increased extreme weather events. Extreme weather events such as droughts, floods, heat waves, and wildfires are increasing worldwide. Causes. Greenhouse gas emissions. Human activities have drastically increased greenhouse gas emissions in the atmosphere. The primary sources of these emissions are fossil fuel use, deforestation, and agricultural activities. Natural factors. Natural factors such as changes in solar activity or volcanic eruptions can also influence global warming, but the main cause of recent global warming has been identified as human-induced greenhouse gas emissions. Future impacts. Rising temperatures. If global warming continues, the average global temperature could rise by more than 4 degrees Celsius by 2100, which is expected to have severe impacts on the Earth's environment. Intensified extreme weather events. Extreme weather events such as droughts, floods, heat waves, and wildfires are expected to become more severe, causing loss of life, property damage, reduced food production, and socio-economic losses. Rising sea levels. Rising sea levels could inundate coastal cities. Additionally, problems such as coastal erosion, saltwater intrusion, and groundwater salinization are expected to arise. Ecosystem changes. Climate change is putting species at risk of extinction. The balance of ecosystems is being disrupted, and new diseases may emerge. Extreme weather events. Droughts, floods, heat waves, and wildfires worsened by climate change. Droughts. The frequency and severity of droughts are increasing due to global warming. Droughts cause reduced food production, water shortages, and wildfires. Floods. Floods caused by heavy rains are also occurring more frequently. Floods result in loss of life, property damage, and socio-economic losses. Heat waves. Heat waves cause heat stroke, increased cardiovascular disease mortality, and damage to crops. Wildfires. Wildfires are occurring more frequently, devastating large areas and causing air pollution. Rising sea levels. A severe threat to coastal and low-lying areas. Global warming is causing sea levels to rise, posing severe threats to coastal and low-lying areas. Inundation. Rising sea levels can inundate coastal cities and low-lying areas. Low-lying countries such as those in the Pacific Islands are expected to suffer the greatest damage from rising sea levels. Coastal erosion. Rising sea levels accelerate coastal erosion, causing shorelines to retreat and damaging coastal buildings and infrastructure. Saltwater intrusion. Rising sea levels cause groundwater salinization. Saltwater intrusion leads to drinking water shortages, agricultural damage, and ecosystem destruction. Displacement. People displaced by rising sea levels may become refugees, leading to social unrest and conflict. Responding to rising sea levels. Efforts to respond to rising sea levels include reducing greenhouse gas emissions. To reduce greenhouse gas emissions, we must reduce fossil fuel use, increase renewable energy use, and improve energy efficiency. Building coastal protection infrastructure. Coastal protection infrastructure such as seawalls, wetland creation, and sediment maintenance must be built to prevent coastal inundation and erosion. Preventing saltwater intrusion. Facilities to store freshwater underground and develop desalination technologies must be built to prevent groundwater salinization. Developing adaptation strategies. Strategies to adapt to rising sea levels and minimize damage must be developed. The Earth is a precious planet that provides us with a place to live. However, global warming and climate change threaten all aspects of our lives. The warnings from scientists and the vivid evidence presented in climate change documentaries show us a reality we can no longer ignore. The threats we face are clearly demonstrated through melting glaciers, extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and endangered species. To overcome this crisis, individuals and society must work together. Reducing fossil fuel use, investing in renewable energy, and adopting sustainable lifestyles are essential. We all have a responsibility to protect the Earth. Efforts to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, build coastal protection infrastructure, prevent saltwater intrusion, and develop adaptation strategies are needed. For future generations, we must act now. Our choices and actions in response to climate change will determine the future of the Earth. Our small efforts can restore the health of the Earth and create a better future. It is time to embrace change and take steps toward a sustainable Earth. Let us work together to protect the Earth and create a world where everyone can live well.